Hello and welcome to the next upload of the adventure from Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. Now, this video we're going to be taking a wander and a walk around the wizarding world of Harry Potter. So we're going to hunt down Diagon Alley. Now, if you can find it, it is somewhere within that fascia. It is very, very well hidden. The map, it goes from 13 to 18 with regards to bits and pieces to do and rides, and there are 4 different things to eat as well. So you've got K, L, M and N on the map. Now you've got the first thing on the map is King's Cross Station, which we will have a look at in a second. Second thing is this night bus. This is kind of like a meet and greet for a character where the bus driver just shouts at everybody, but you do have bits and pieces where you can buy some clothing. This is your King's Cross Station. Now you do need a multi-hop park pass ticket to use this attraction. It's pretty cool because it takes you from one side to the other. Each way it gives you a different experience and tells a different story, but you can't go on it unless you have the entrance ticket to the other theme park, because you do end up at the other park. Now as we go around, I will shout out the other bits and pieces that are on the map, but it literally now looks like we're going to be walking through an alleyway, and then what we look at in a second and how we come through, it is pretty special, to be honest. So it is rammed full of everything you can imagine from the film. Now, on this side, we've got Diagon Alley, and on the Islands Adventure side, there is the other half of the Harry Potter world, which is all Hogsmeade. So on the other side, you have the huge castle and everything. This side, you have the dragon that does, I do believe we caught it, blowing out fire, so which is a pretty cool thing to look at. If you're a Harry Potter fan, obviously, please do let me know in the comments below, because you guys will know a lot more than me. I've only seen each film once, just so I can get a better understanding of what I am looking at. But it is very, very well themed. It's one of the most popular places in the theme park. I know it has different bits and pieces throughout all the films, but you will see people waving wands. Now, there is interactive bits and pieces to do for big ones and small ones alike in all of the windows. Now, you do get given a different map if you want to try and complete it. I think there's like 40 or 50 different things that you've got to do. So you see people around a water fountain, which is that thing just to the left. You do a spell in a certain order, and then it will spit water out, and it might hit the person that's walking around behind. In the windows about, you will see people stood. Now, there is marks on the floor where to stand, and then you start wafting your wand around, and then you can obviously take part in all of those bits and pieces. But we will get into as many shops and things as we can. Now, later on in the week, I actually went into every single shop on both theme parks, and that will be uploaded as a completely separate video, which we take our time walking around absolutely everything, have a look at all the merchandise, all the sweets and everything. I'm just putting this side of the park and the other side of the park together, because like I said, you do need a multi-hop park pass ticket, which I had for the week that I was there. So I was very lucky, so I could just jump on the train if I needed to, save me walking all the way out the front entrance, walking through, then walking back. But it is very cool, because one side it does look like you're in London Station, and then the other side I think it's something slightly different. But again, all of that will be filmed, all of that has been filmed, shall I say, so we will be able to find that and hunt that down as a bit of a different experience as we walk around. But it is a very good looking area, and I will add that into the full tour as well. As we come up and come round, let us know anything that you spot. There is 4 different places to eat, like I said. So we've got the Hopping Pot, you've got the Fountain of Fair Fortune, which sells all the butterbeer. You've got the Money Exchange, which you're about to stick our head through now. This is and like an interactive place where you can, I do believe, actually swap money over. I just stuck my head through because you actually have to join a queue to get back out the other door, so I didn't want to go all the way through because I wasn't 100% sure. But it seemed to be very, very popular, and they did have that interactive character just at the top, and they were all in the ride as well, which is this thing a little bit further down to the left hand side, which we will have a look at in a second. That again was done on a different day, and the queue line for that is so detailed and so long, it just needs its own video as well. Otherwise this side would be about 30-40 minutes long just for this. And to try and get into all the shops as well was really, really difficult on this day, because it just happened to be a very busy time of day, which I had already done all the filming before. So it's worth going to what you want to see first. But I did find that in both parks, the Harry Potter sections were the busiest by a mile, because you can spend the longest time in here. Each side and each part of the Harry Potter experience, shall we say, it has different rides. It has lots of different merchandise, lots of different shops, and obviously if you've got the wand, you want to go walk around and complete absolutely everything. And each store had its own merchandise. There's lots of sweets and all sorts of different bits and pieces to try and hunt down. And then you've got the ice cream parlours and everything like that as well. So If you are a fan, like I said, of Harry Potter, let me know if this is something that you would like to experience yourself. That is actually coming off one of the rides, and it spits you through into this shop just here. So the shops do interconnect, and you've got the different fascias on the front. This is now by the queue line, so you can just see how fast people are walking in to queue up. Now, with the experiences at Orlando, you do have either a fast pass, you have also a single line rider, and then you just got the normal line rider as well. The normal one, I do believe, is where it has all of the theming and everything like that, so that is where I went down and did it. Not 100% sure what the fast track one on this one will do, because I know, speaking to other people for the other side of the park, for the new Jurassic Park, you don't see much of the theming with regards to that. You go up a completely different way, and then you actually queue on the opposite side of the ride, so I think it's a lot shorter walk and it's much quicker. Pretty much the same as the Hulk as well, I do believe. Like, you miss a lot of the detail with the Hulk and you just join it at a different point. But it just depends on if you want the queue line to be part of the experience, or you're not fussed and you just want to get on as much as possible. But I obviously like soaking it all in and then trying to film everything for everybody. Now, with regards to stuff that has been filmed, there are multiple videos available within the Universal/Disney playlist. Now, this was just sort of a different trip that I ended up doing. I normally film all of the Legoland bits and pieces, so there's loads and loads of those available if that's your sort of thing. But what I am doing and what I have done is I've uploaded multiple theme park videos into different playlists with stuff that's been affiliated with the main priority for me, which was actually getting all the Legoland bits and pieces done. So if you want to compare this, for example, to Dubai, there is a lot of videos from Dubai and all their different theming and how they've got their take on bits and pieces, because they are very, very well themed in certain areas, like their, I think it's the Lionsgate section, where it has amazing Hunger Games and a John Wick. That is all really, really well done. I think it's also Now You See Me. So all of those are there. It's worth having a look at if you're into your theme park stuff and you've never been over. But with regards to what else is to come from just the Harry Potter section, you've got a lot more to come from this side. You then got another video to come from the Islands of Adventure side, and then I end up putting all of the shops and everything together, and that was probably the longer video of the two. I just went round everything, soaked everything in, because it's just kind of the wrong time of day for me to come in this bit, and I just wanted to walk around, just soak it all in. I spent all day in the Universal Studios side, because from here you then go to the Fast and Furious bit, and then I think you start walking down New York, and then you've got the Transformers. So all of those videos will be following this one, and then the stuff that I've already done before this is already up. So depending if you know how the map works and what you come round, we've already done the Simpsons, we've already done, which would have been the Woodpecker rides and the sort of the smaller section, which I now do believe is closed. And then before that, you've got the main sort of walkway up, and you walk past all the friends in the park and everything. But if you look, there are people doing their wands, and depending on where you stand, you will get wet, and there are queues for people to do them just so they can tick it up and off the map. Now, all of this is very, very well done, because it looks like you're just coming to a dead end. Sometimes you actually end up walking to the toilets because the fascias are so brilliant. But if you just walk through now where I am, and it is very, very dark, you need to eat your carrots properly, you will end up tripping over. A lot of people are actually putting their phone lights on, but it just made a perfect theme for this. It was absolutely fine. There's a couple of little bits and pieces which the camera does not pick up, but then we will go into a shop. So you can see there's, I think that's the cleaner with his phone, just making sure he's actually picked up all the rubbish off. It wasn't that bad. You could walk around and not walk directly into somebody. So it is a little bit darker on this camera, obviously, than what it would be. But this is one of the shop windows. To the right hand side is where you've got the wand for the interactive bits and pieces, but we will go in here and have a quick look around of the bits and pieces that are available within this. Now, I don't know what this is affiliated with, to what film, but again, you guys are going to have to educate me best as possible, because I am a bit out of my element when it comes to the Harry Potter stuff. Well, to be fair, with most of the Universal themes I'm not 100% sure on, but it is what it is. It was an absolutely amazing week going around all the rides. I managed to go on everything on both sides. I spent more time in Islands of Adventure just because there's more roller coaster based bits, but to come round and just walk around this sort of Harry Potter section, then just be able to jump on the train and then go over to the other side. It was something special and something else. So if you do get a chance to explore and experience this, I highly recommend everybody doing that. Now, we are in the shop. It might not look like we are, but we are out of the alleyway and we're into the shop, and there's lots of things to soak in and have a look at. All the lighting is very, very nice, and you can see where the tills are now. You've got all the decorative pieces behind the tills, and then you've got lots of other little bits and pieces chopped around, so it will cut to other little bits. But we will have a much, much better look at this in a later video. Now, I do believe now we are still in the shop, and I'm about to pan round, and I've got to try and find the exit, and this is the bit that actually confused me, because I start walking the wrong way, and luckily other people come out. I'm not going to cut it out, but the scale of the shop and how popular it is, because you can see how many different tills there are. There are multiple tills in every single shop that we go to. Now, I walked past the cut through because I ended up looking forwards. I was supposed to turn right there, and I carry on walking in a straight line, and now I get a little bit confused with where I am supposed to get out. So then I walk back in, I try and play it a little bit cool, and then I follow these people round, and then they lead me out because I went down completely the wrong bit and got pinned against the fence because I am an absolute melon. But you go in one way and out the other, so you can see we've actually come back into sort of like the centre, so it's like a big circle. So we went down and left there, and then we come round. In the big sort of shop tour video of Harry Potter, we take a really good look at all of the windows and everything as well, because there is huge amount of stuff on display. Now, I think the dragon is about to set fire to some bits and pieces, so we might stop and have a look at in a second. Hopefully we'll be able to catch it, and then we'll carry on walking around. So you've got the ice cream parlour just in here, which again, very, very impressive with regards to all of what you can see there, all the different kinds of ice cream, and it smelt amazing, as did the sweet shop as well. It was one of those things where you just walk in and you just feel hungry instantly, and you just want to be able to buy something because it just smelt ace. Now you can see how many people there are around this area. It is a huge thing to walk around, and it is always busy. I've never seen anybody do an upload where it's not that bad. I mean, again, this is at the time where all the children are at school, and so you can see it's just a much older demographic about, and it's very, very impressive just to soak it all in. It took a while actually just to let it all soak in, and then I ended up going around and actually being able to film it much better on the second time, which is why I did all the stores, because I knew that this would have been a complete write-off. So I just wanted to show, basically do a show and tell of what was here, and then in the future upload that's coming, like I keep saying, we get in all the shops, we have a look at all the windows much better, we get in all of the units and all of the buildings that we missed. But we are going to be making our way to the exit, and then we'll soak in a couple of the little different bits and pieces that are at the front of this land before we then finish the video. So guys, I am slowly starting to run out of time, but if you can like and subscribe and all that good stuff, that'd be absolutely fantastic. You can see there are just floods and floods of people coming in, and it just happened to be like this over this day. Certain days weren't as busy as this, certain days might have been even more busy, but again, it's just luck of the draw of who goes to what park first, because like I said, there's two separate parks, and depending on the time crossover, lots of people either go from the one park into this land because they might have done Islands of Adventure first. But when I came earlier on in the morning, this side was nice and quiet, but I found the other side was very, very busy, unless you did that first with your early access at 8 o'clock in the morning from the hotel, which is what I managed to do. That's why I filmed all the shops, because I was one of the only people walking around. It was very bizarre to compare it to what I'm watching now, but walked in everything, it was just me and basically a member of staff. And then when people started to get off the rides, it all started to slowly fill back up. But what we'll do now, we'll pan around. I think we'll have a quick look in the King's Cross station, and then that's where it will finish. But there's about a minute and a half left. So you can see the big Knights bus. If you carry on walking left where those people are, that will then take you back to the Men in Black section. There's the big bus, and then there is some clothing around this way as well. You've got the fountain. It is very much like you are walking around London. That is obviously the point of this. So we'll just have a better look at these fascias, because we were a little bit further away at the start of the video, and then it will then jump to the King's Cross station, which is at the other end of this fascia. But can you see where we walked in and out of for the alleyway? This has actually just come out as it's actually available as a Lego set currently, and I have seen a lot of people get multiple ones of those, because I do believe it opens up in stretches. So I am quite impressed with what people have been able to do, but I'm struggling to remember that from the film, which is bad. But again, it was a long time when I saw them, so I might need to re-educate myself after doing this voiceover. But we have got about 30 seconds left, guys, so I will start to wrap it up there. But like I said before, if you can like and subscribe and all that good stuff, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Hopefully you've enjoyed this sort of really random tour, and again, just see now how big this park is. Islands of Adventure is even bigger, but it's really nice that you just do a big loop around the water, so it's nice and simple. You're not going to get lost. But guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ta-da.